Good afternoon, folks, and thank you for clicking on my video. As we go into August 28th, as we get into the SPY and the Qs, we need to understand that we are going into some big pieces of data that we'll talk about in just a moment. And we'll talk about some of the daily signals that we were talking about over on Patreon this morning during a video where we suggested watching out for a few things. And we're going to talk about those few things in just a moment, looking at the daily time frame and looking at the daily time frame for volatility itself. So without further ado, I think it's time to just get into it. Now we are at that dotted yellow line, I guess orange. So we can get rid of that dotted orange line, and we can easily just understand that there are divergences very, very significant at this point. The market has gone up and up and up, and it looks like this is going to be its opportunity with tomorrow's data to see if it can squeeze through or see if NVIDIA earnings plus that data is going to send you through the floor. If you are wondering what the data is for tomorrow, we do get the GDP growth rate, right? Before market open, an hour before the open, we will get that GDP growth rate. As of right now, we don't know what these estimations will mean going into the data tomorrow, but we do see some weakness and momentum going into this data, which would suggest, hey, do they want to set a trap higher up? Do they want to extend this out for a little bit longer into next week? Or are we just going to see a lower reading, and is the estimation going to be high so that they can say, oh, it looks like we have a slowing economy, and therefore we are going to need to cut rates because the economy is no longer growing? But we will notice on Friday, we do get some more data. We'll get the core PCE, we'll get personal income and personal spending, two very important pieces of data as well. So you do have couple of big data days coming down the pipeline here for the next few trading sessions. That being said, as we look at the daily time frame for the SPY, we do see, there are some problems going on here with the divergences, especially in the near price action, that have proven to be very, very vigorous. This is why the SPY needs to squeeze higher to continue to go to the upside. And as of right now, as when we're going to get into the shorter timeframes, after we get through all of these daily charts, we're going to go into those shorter timeframes. I'm going to update these daily expected moves because these are from today, and we'll get you guys those levels. But you do have divergence. Why is divergence significant? This is something we talk about in the courses down in the description. Gets you closer to that center line. The closer you get to the center line, the closer you can be to going into a negative trend. If you go back and look at times where we've made some divergences, you can see how they start to pile up, especially during squeezing. You'll see how they kind of pile up, but it's once you start to kind of get a little closer to that center line that you're more at risk, right? So that's overall how I look at divergences for the daily time frame. Let's go over to the Qs real quick and look at that daily time frame and see what's going on here. We do see those significant divergence again. We see those significant divergences here. We see that those have confirmed on the MACD. We see it that it has become significant, not necessarily significant at first. It has become significant ever since this point from the end of July to mid-August. We have seen that divergence actually become significant. And if we're able to roll by making a lower high here, then the Qs would suggest that this can be some kind of major top. Now, when I say major top, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be thinking, crash, crash, crash down to oblivion by 50%. Something terrible's coming. That is a possibility. Is it the highest probability? No, the higher probability is we are going to go through some turbulence. And we most likely, since we have extended it to this point, can have that turbulence, that volatility increase, and some downward price action, some kind of correction into October with the timing of things. So we can see that these things have confirmed from the daily time frame. And this is a big deal because if the Qs make the lower high, and the SPY makes the divergence point, which it has as of right now, that can overall tell us that this can be a little bit more of a meaningful top, meaning we could go through some corrective moves for the next couple of months. Now, we have to see how the price action adds up after the data today, but another thing that is pointing towards some major weakness here is the daily time frame from volatility. Now, this has not confirmed up yet. We will touch on this slightly with the shorter timeframes, but the biggest thing here is you never violated any of the divergence points, which is impressive. Like, even if you violated like this little one right here and you came down a little bit, you'd still be holding like two of the main ones, so it'd still be risky. This, you're holding all of them. You are holding all of them, and look how close it is for volatility to go into a positive trend. That is the simplest way to think of divergence, and we talk about that multiple times in the full technical analysis course, which you only have 4 days left to get it for $100, and then it's going to go away. So right here, this is closer to going into what? A positive trend. Well, what do we look back? And if when we do get close to that center line and we see that positivity with divergences, you notice there's these flat divergence, these flat price action down here. There's divergences here that get you close to the center line. Once that goes positive, what happens? Boom, volatility, right? We curl up with a couple of 2-hour divergences here. Boom, volatility. Oh, little pullback. Then boom, volatility. Positive trends for volatility. So this hasn't confirmed up yet. It really hasn't. This hasn't confirmed up yet, but we're going into some big, big pieces of data. We're going into NVIDIA earnings. We can see it manipulated into Friday, but I just wanted to mainly get through the daily time frame and show you how the divergences here on volatility, on the Qs, on the SPY are all holding. The divergence here in the near price action, even for the RSI for volatility, is holding. And that means that volatility can come in, and all you need is one little spark to really set the whole place on fire and pull back and correct until most likely October. And now it's time to get you guys some daily expected moves. And you can see that there is some pretty big implied volatility going into tomorrow. So here's your daily expected moves for August 28th. We do see 652.22 to the upside. And we get 641.04 to the downside. Pretty sizable move. But when you really take it into perspective, that's not even a 1% move up or down at this point. So it's going to be a big deal. If this 2-hour crosses, it would be confirming divergence again. You notice we've struggled at these levels. We've really struggled at these levels. And so what we put out on Patreon this morning, if you would like to join it, it's only $7. You can go click the link in the description, because I put a video out early on this morning just suggesting, hey, look at the 30-minute chart today in case we get a lackluster move, in case we do see this 30-minute divergence confirm. Now, this was not able to confirm with the price action. It was not able to confirm with the MACD here, and it was only able to confirm really with the signal line on the RSI. So this is going to be a big deal going into tomorrow. You are still holding as of right now, which means the data in the morning does have the opportunity to send you up. But with the daily divergence, with the 2-hour divergence, and with the 30-minute divergence showing here, but not confirmed for the 30-minute, not confirmed for the 2-hour, but confirmed for the daily still, this is where I just sit there and I go, well, I could build the position for us to go down because it's still very likely for us to roll here. So this is just what we were warning on Patreon to watch out for, and you notice that it is coming to look a little bit rough here. So if this means anything, if this is going to be some kind of drop here, then that first drop would take you into this area. We would be looking for any kind of roll to the upside, right? If the 30 minutes able to hold up and curl up off that 5, we might raise that floor. If the 2-hour is not able to turn down, but just keeps going instead, see that 30-minute make another move, we can still head to the upside. But if this confirms down, I think you're going negative here. I think you're going to see a move potentially all the way down to the weekly expected move if you see this 2-hour confirm down. That being said, you can see a lot of bounces with the type of data that's going on this week. So 30-minute divergence can lead into the 2-hour divergence confirming here, can lead into the daily actually screaming down. And this was just the, you were potentially right, just not right at the exact moment, but they let one more little push in to trick you. And then we'll see if that's able to turn down. So looking for a confirmation of on the daily scale below the 9 and below the 20 as of right now. And then we'll give you guys new updated weekly expected moves next week, updated monthly expected moves as well. As we're heading into the end of the month, we will give those out going on into next week. So you have a good level to pay attention to if you decide to take a play to the downside or upside going into next week. The Qs, if they really want to keep going here, they're going to need to curl up this MACD and start to violate these divergence points. But as of right now, it doesn't look like they're getting a ton of help from the NVIDIA earnings. So as of this moment, it looks like we have some daily expected moves for you. We see for the Qs 581.95 to the upside. We see 565.03 to the downside. We see that if the 2-hour rolls, where is it? Even closer to the center line than the SPY, dramatically closer, which means it is very likely to make a new low if this is able to confirm down into negative territory. If that confirms in negative territory, something that I will be heavily aware of is just like right here, we see that the 30-minute was able to make some kind of higher low, some kind of reversal signal by this purple line. What we will be looking for over the next few trading sessions is, do we see some kind of 30-minute divergence or 30-minute reversal signal like here, right over here? Because the Qs still do have the opportunity to make a 2-hour divergence. This market can continue to be tricky, and that's why trading like water is your best bet in this market. If that 2 hour is not going to cross down, if this 30-minute, isn't going to cross down, then we should just expect more squeezing, but you will need some dramatic squeezing to actually raise the floor for this market, which means the Qs need to show a new high up here in order to extend even higher over the next couple of weeks. Now, bad sign for volatility was it curled down at the end of the day today. We actually saw that curl down. So volatility is suggesting, hey, we could still potentially head up, but this, you guys, this is going to be very dependent on the data. So just be aware that this will be very, very dependent on the data. Going into tomorrow, yes, NVIDIA earnings can affect things, but you know what affects things more? The GDP report, the personal income, personal spending. Those are going to affect things a little bit more. So I would just be on my toes for those type of things. But as of right now, the 30 minutes curled down saying, hey, yeah, this ain't going anywhere. But the 2 hour was able to reject at this point, not necessarily curling down on that MACD, trying to reject down off of this level. As of right now, I think that if volatility is going to suggest that we are going to squeeze higher, then the 2 hour has to cross down, and you can't see any kind of turnaround over here. You just got to go down. That's what I'm saying with the SPY. I think you just got to squeeze, and I'm not leaning towards that at this point. So if you really wanted the main takeaway, if you really wanted what I think is going on with the market right now, hey, I think that we could always extend the floor, and I will trade not based off of what I think, but the confirmations that I do see in front of me. But if you want my honest opinion, I'm thinking about, I already took a short position on the SPY because I think that the SPY has gone up for a long time. I think that this is the perfect time to start to scale into that play again, where I can be a part of that volatility just like the last time that we actually called some kind of trap. I can keep making money on these little downturns, buying it when it's a little lower, buying it when it's a little lower. And if we wanted to turn down to here and make another higher low, I can switch my thinking, but for now, I think that we are going to see downside into October, and I hope that this information was overall helpful to you. And if you need help understanding any of these things, we do have links down in the description. There are some stuff that is 90% off right now if you'd like to grab it while it's hot. But other than that, guys, I just hope you have a great rest of your night, and I hope you have all the luck in the world trading tomorrow. All right? Peace out.